I've been to a couple practices now, and then from here it's just a matter of, as the NCAA games get going, I'll start hitting the circuit for that, and then just kind of working 905 games and Raptor games and all that into the whole schedule, really.
And your list of Raptor guy, 905 guy, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That'll be a full-time job, is just making two lists, basically.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah,
I hope we'll see you one night.
Definitely.
We'll have dinner in the press if you're not on the road.
Yeah, for sure.
Hopefully you take us out to dinner too.
In the press room.
I just wanted to know, it's the first season for a brand new team. What are your expectations, and what would you determine a success?
Man, I think a success is just really kind of, we're going to do a lot of learning on the job. You know, like there'll be a lot of things where you kind of experiment with it, and then for the next season we know more what to expect. And I think this year, as long as we can get through it with, I mean, for one, with no like major issues from the league side, or like breaking any rules like accidentally type thing, just like not like, because I'm still going through the operations manual, still figuring all that out. And I think as we get comfortable with how all the different transactions and things go like that, it'll be definitely a work in progress. And I think as the players also kind of get, as the I should say the Raptors players like come and go, when they're showing improvement going back to the Raptors, I think that's the one time, or the main thing that will show that it's doing its job. It's the hope is that when they come down here, they're going to do exactly what they will do with the Raptors. It's just they're getting more reps of it, and they're doing it in a pressure situation, to where when they go back, Casey can call their number, and then they just go right in and you know, not miss a beat. So that's probably how we.
And so obviously one of the main reasons to get this team was cited as getting Bruno his reps, because he was a bit underutilized, to say the least. When do you guys expect him to join the team, because he was not here?
Yeah, that'll be kind of a determination on the schedule at this point. Like we've kind of been looking at potential assignment times for him and a couple of the other players as well. And I think right now, like, the team's on the road, and so we wanted to make sure that the whole roster was on the road together, and they really, because that's where you build all the camaraderie in the NBA, and so it'd be hard to pull those guys away now and have them down here for this. So when the team gets back, we'll kind of look at where the 905 schedule is versus the Raptors schedule, and I think there's some overlap there with both teams in town. And as soon as we know there's a good stretch for Bruno and whoever else, we'll definitely start just like kind of moving them back and forth. It's not so much like assign Bruno and then he's here for, you know, a month or something. Like it'll be like a day-to-day thing. Like he might come down and practice with 905, go back to the Raptors game if 905 doesn't play, or vice versa, just kind of depending on how the schedules line up. And it's kind of the same for all the players.
Dan, talk about the level of talent that you've seen from these guys so far. I mean, they're going into training camp. What have you seen when you went out the tryouts go?
Yeah, I've been pleasantly surprised. I think we kind of knew a lot of the expectation of some of the local guys, because we had the tryout, so we knew what they were looking at. And then as they worked with the coaches over the last couple weeks, just kind of prepping for camp, we had a good feeling for what to expect. And then when all the new guys came in, when the guys that were with the Raptors for training camp, when they came down, that just like really raised the level of competition. And then bring in the guys that we drafted. Some of the guys have D-League experience already. It's been really competitive, and I think the biggest thing right now is probably just conditioning. It's hard for the first couple of days, like getting guys their wind under them and really getting them accustomed to what we're doing. So there's a lot of instruction going on versus just playing. And so I think once we get more into the actual game situation stuff, it's going to raise up even more from there.
You guys have added a Canadian talent symbol. What are some of the expectations that you're expecting?
If we have a chance,
you know, I think we're, for one, we're excited because for a number of reasons. I mean, he's the local guy, but also I mean, he's such a unique player, and you don't find big guys with his skill set, his like soft hands, like his ability to see the game from a not just a me perspective. Like he catches and he'll make good passes, good decisions. He's a very talented player, and I think that the big thing for him is we just need to get him kind of developed all around, but then also, you know, work on his conditioning and kind of get him just kind of baby step towards like one day being like an everyday NBA player. Because I mean, with a guy his size and skill set, once he's in condition and ready to go, and he learns how we want to play, and to where every day he can do what we're expecting, like then, you know, that's the goal with him, is to get to that point for sure.
It's kind of tough. You almost have two goals, right? You want to develop these players so they can benefit the Toronto Raptors, but at the same time, you're in a league that's competitive and you're playing for a championship title. So where do you put the emphasis?
I think, you know, with the fact that the MLSC board like put up the money for this to help develop the Raptors. I mean, graciously they forked over the money to really, you know, invest in the development of the Raptors players. I think, in my opinion, like that's probably where our emphasis should be, because the most important thing is that the Toronto Raptors win a championship, and the D-League championship would be great, but the big one is the NBA championship. And so as much as we can develop our young guys to prepare them for eventually being rotation players for the Raptors, and then hopefully assisting in, you know, playoff success and whatever else, that's the ultimate goal. It's tough though, because the more we develop these young guys on our team in the D-League right now, other NBA teams can call them up, and so it is a balance, because it's you kind of want to protect some of those guys or hide them because like they're our prospect and we are intrigued by them or whatever, but at the same time, like we got to do everyone justice, and our goal is to create NBA players, whether they're for us or for another team. So we're kind of going into this, you know, all cards on the table. Like we want all of these guys to play in the NBA someday. Like that's our goal. So that's why we hired a very development-centric staff to coach these guys, and, you know, eventually, you know, hopefully that there's a few guys from each season will get call-ups. That's kind of the goal.